Story 1. $250 in gift cards and a turkey. I've never received any Christmas bonus from any company I've worked for, and I've only been with this current company for a month. They really take care of their employees. It's refreshing. Story 2. When I was a teenager, I worked for a fishmonger that was closing its doors for good after the holidays. The owner apologized to me, saying he had no money to give a Christmas bonus. He did, however, have a large sword collection, and he let me pick one. So I got a 4-foot-long fantasy barbarian longsword. It's awesome. Story 3. Corporate gave everyone $30 in points, which can be redeemed for items, a gift card, or whatever. My direct boss gave me a card with a $100 bill. His boss gave me a bottle of wine and a $200 gift card to a decent steakhouse. A vendor gave me a Maker's Mark box set with 2 tumblers. Story 4. They used to give us a cheap gift with the company logo on it, like a tote bag, a plastic wine opener, or an ultra-squeaky metal water bottle. With it being so close to Christmas, I thought they were going to skip it this year. But boy, was I wrong. This year, we got a certified season's greetings email from the chief executive officer himself. It also had the company logo on it. Story 5. $500 cash bonus under the table, so no tax. We're clocking out at 2 p.m. today, but with full pay for the day, and they gave me from Christmas Day to New Year's Day paid time off. I plan to use this time for wedding planning. Story 6. Apple Watch Series 10 and a Stanley puffer jacket with credentials and logo embroidered on it. Lip gloss and cookies. Plus 1% of sales revenue for the year. Story 7. Dear God, I fought tooth and nail to get some Christmas money to my employees. You would be surprised how hard it is to convince people who flippantly spend $2,000 on something stupid to actually pay the people who keep the place running. Story 8. The hospital I worked for was so cheap. Day shift got a free cafeteria Christmas meal, while nights got apples and prepackaged Oreos. For 20 years, I had to work either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, alternating. This year, I am retired, and I look back on past Christmas celebrations and wonder how I did it. This year, I'm not trying to cram into 12 hours all the magic of Christmas for my family, find time to sleep, and then work 12 hours at night. No thanks. I'm glad to be retired. Story 9. Fabulous staff dinner party at a fancy restaurant, probably $200 per person. A bonus check in the few thousands, $400 gift card for groceries, off from noon on the 24th, return January 6th, all paid time. Pretty sweet. Story 10. Staff lunch and a free zip sweater with the company logo on it. Not bad considering it took place during business hours and I got home about an hour early. Story 11. Until last year, we had received $200 or $300 in cash. Last year, it was raised to $500, and they also announced that they would be implementing a profit-sharing program. When they distributed the profit-sharing last spring, they discounted the payout by $500, since you got an early payout for Christmas. That was not part of the original announcement, of course. This year, no bonus, no word of forthcoming profit-sharing, and my annual review is now 3 months late, with no indication of a raise on the horizon. These are just a few of the reasons I'm looking to change employment in 2025 after over a decade of employment here. Story 12. I actually got today off organically. I don't know if I've ever not worked Christmas Eve without taking a vacation day. I'm nervous. I'm not supposed to be home. Story 13. $7,500 bonus and a really nice puffy coat without the company logo, and a company dinner at a very nice restaurant. Last year, it was a $5,000 bonus, dinner, a solo stove, a coat, and a good bottle of wine. Story 14. I worked really hard and earned a bonus that is large enough to be a down payment on a house, and I could cry with joy. I do not feel like there are many people I can share this with. It feels really nice to have something actually pay off. Story 15. A sandwich. I would have preferred to have been reimbursed for all the office supplies I bought for the company this year, but hey, free sandwich. Story 16. Jefferson County Schools in Alabama refused to give bonuses this year. Last week, we received an email about a free ham from Honey Baked Ham, and when we clicked on it, the district said it was a test to ensure we don't click on spam. It seemed like an April Fool's Day joke. Story 17. A 7% increase in salary, a 10,000 bonus for holidays, and next year, 2025, an extra week of paid time off. I love my company. It's the first company in 15 years that treats me like a human. Story 18. $50 visa. Last year at the same employer, I got $800. I'm out of here next year because that's almost as bad as my second employer, where I worked 80 hours a week to bring the location up to state standards to pass a state inspection. For my bonus that year, they gave me $20. Story 19. I gave the team 120 hours pay as a bonus, a 3% cost of living adjustment, half a day off today, and the rest of the day paid. I personally bought my Team Yeti mugs or an equivalent value Casey's gift card. The board gave me a minimal amount for a bonus. I worked all but 3 holidays this year. My bonus was far less than a normal paycheck. Rather me than them. My team is great and they do anything for me, so if I have to give up some of my bonus for them, I will. Story 20. Aside from the normal annual bonus and raise cycle, I received an extra day off, 5 shares of company stock, and gift cards to Amazon and Starbucks. I'm good with that. Story 21. I work for a micro nonprofit, so keep that in mind, but I received a $300 bonus, a 50-cent per hour raise, and for our Christmas party, my boss took me and my one coworker to lunch at Cheesecake Factory and treated us to pedicures after. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day were paid off. More than I have ever received at any job I've ever had. Story 22. I'm in education. A nice, personalized card with a 3-pack of Ferrero Rocher was appreciated, since my administrator did that for everyone, and there are about 40 of us, and he paid with his own money. Story 23. My company does a holiday shutdown that started Monday and goes to January 2nd. There was a holiday party, but I was off-site. I did get to buy myself lunch on the corporate card, but I was already going to do that because I was off-site. Story 24. An alleged gift card that can only be used at our store. They said that they added it to our paychecks, yet no one in the cashier or management side knows how we are supposed to use it as a payment method. Story 25. Lunch every day for a week, some potluck, some employer provided, and paid vacation from December 21st to January 1st. Public school perks. I may not get paid big bucks, but I'm happier than at any other job I've had. Story 26. Nothing from my employer, but the residents, who already pay approximately $9,000 per month to live in a long-term care home where I work, managed to scrounge up $200 for each employee. Story 27. Absolutely nothing. Overworked, underpaid, and some people haven't even been paid yet. And one coworker is getting ready to sue as it's been 3 weeks since being paid. Story 28. We all got paid time off from the last business day before Christmas to the first business day after New Year's. It didn't count towards vacation days, so it was basically a free week off. Story 29. We do not get a holiday bonus, but we do get one every year in March. When we were in the office, they catered a holiday party, but we are all working from home now. My boss personally sent me an Amazon gift card from her own money, which was very nice. Story 30. We get volunteered for an 8-hour last-minute charity event on a day off. I had plans already, so I will not be a part of it. However, I am pretty certain I will be on the bad employee radar now. Story 31. My workplace shuts down for 2 weeks between Christmas and the New Year, but we get paid, and it doesn't count against my normal paid 3 weeks off for vacation. I've worked here since 2011, the longest I've ever worked anywhere. Great workplaces are out there, you just have to find them. Story 32. We get around 90% of our November salary, which is called Christmas salary, on top of the normal November salary here in Germany. Also, my employer gives us the 24th and 31st as free days. Both are not common, but some employers give these bonuses. Story 33. They graciously forced everyone to use paid time off from Christmas to New Year's Day so that they could call it a company shutdown. Again, forced to take paid time off. Not negotiable. Story 34. $3,500 and paid time off between Christmas and New Year's. By far, my current employer is my most generous. One of my worst Christmas bonuses was a $50 gift card to a high-end jewelry shop owned by the boss's daughter. The cheapest item in the shop was $500. Basically, if I wanted to use the gift card, I'd need to put in $450 of my own money. The pay from that job was horrible, and my entire grocery budget per month was $80, so there was no way I was ever going to be able to use the gift card. Story 35. My company offers deferred compensation, which most people call a bonus. It's meant to be a bonus plus compensation for your overtime throughout the year. We had a very good year, and I received a 26% bonus this year. I feel very blessed. Thankfully, I received some very good advice from my father when I received my first bonus and started a charity to buy school supplies for the community children. The company I work for is a great company. They support my philanthropy and donate $2,000 every year. So, I always consider my bonus to be $2,000 more because of this. Note, only half my bonus goes toward the charity. The other half goes toward retirement and my spoiled kids. Story 36. My boss gave out fancy liquid soap and organized a lunch where there was literally nothing that I could eat for various reasons. There wasn't even Coca-Cola, only Pepsi. Degenerates. Story 37. 16 days straight of not having to see the inside of that building. Teaching doesn't pay well. We're generally hated by the ruling class. But these 16 days almost make it worth it. Story 38. The best bonus I ever got was at my first real job doing custom software development. Around Labor Day, our manager called us together and said that one of our inept sales representatives had signed a contract to have a new system delivered to a customer by Thanksgiving. He did not expect miracles but hoped we could have something to show the client by then. He relieved us of all our other work and left us alone. After many very long weeks, we delivered the final product on the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Our manager and the sales manager called us into the conference room and thanked us for our hard work. We each got a check for about 2 weeks' pay, and then he told us we should take the rest of the year off with pay so we could spend it. In March, the company was acquired by one of our competitors. All our local management was fired. The inept sales representative was promoted. I resigned in April. Story 39. At my company, we receive a holiday bonus right around Thanksgiving, in time for Black Friday and meant for Christmas. It varies based on production and rank, but this year I got $1,700. We also get monthly bonuses based on production, which for me are always about $400. So, before Christmas, I basically got a $2,100 bonus. Story 40. $75 gift card to one of 6 very specific box stores or chain restaurants. I was taxed on it and received a pay stub for the gift card. Before tax, it was $108.32. Oh, and I get to work a full shift on Christmas Eve when a majority of the company gets off at 3. Needless to say, I will be slacking off today. Story 41. Had a company-wide provided lunch by Mission Barbecue, and then had a departmental Christmas party the next day. Alcohol was allowed along with a gift exchange. Still got a ton of work done and had fun. Off Christmas Eve day and, of course, Christmas. The same for New Year's Eve day. Also had donuts from Duck Donuts. Story 42. Back when I used to work in the print shop and mailroom for a decently large investment firm out of Boston, we would get a gift card to Dunkin' Donuts. Every year, we would deliver red letters, bonuses, to every other person at the company. Everyone except for us, because the executives decided we didn't deserve it, I guess. One of the managers in another department felt so bad for us that she got us a $100 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts every year out of her own pocket. In Boston, split among 5 people, it went about as far as you might expect, but all the same, it was a nice thought. At the time I was there, the company was managing around $230 billion in the market and occupied about 10 floors of one financial center. And they decided 5 extra bonuses were just too much at any level. I always think about my supervisor explaining that to me. I have a hard time trying to decide if it's a story about how people can be selfish and how greed gets the best of people, even during the holidays, or if it's about that one woman who went out of her way to do something nice for us despite not having to do anything. I guess it's both. Story 43. The company pays out our yearly incentives on the payroll before Christmas, and matches 2-to-1 for any contributions to our 401k up to 5%. So if we put in 5% of our bonus, they will match 10% to our 401k. I also received a coffee mug and some office supplies from my direct supervisor. Story 44. From the company, nothing. For a thriving global company, you would think they could give us something. Anything. From my boss, staff lunch, all three of us. And she gave us gift cards to Amazon because she is an amazing boss. Story 45. We are basically shut down from December 23rd through January 1st. Salaried employees get this as paid time off. What is nice? No one is working, so I will not come back to hundreds of unread emails on January 2nd. Story 46. I was a government worker for 36 years and a contractor to the Department of Defense for another 12. I never received anything for the holidays except the day off. But that's okay, I got a good pension, a 401k, now an individual retirement account, and other benefits, so it's no big thing to me. Story 47. Money, paid holiday, and we'll probably have paid early out, but that's never guaranteed, just a nice surprise. Also, I'm using paid time off to come in late on Thursday, but I didn't request it until yesterday, and it was still granted. Story 48. We get nothing. No bonuses, no gifts, and I truly believe the day off without pay isn't really anything special. But at one of my two jobs, I'm required to work on Christmas night with no holiday pay. Story 49. Half of what my bonus was last year. But also a nice cutting board with company logo, a fleece throw with company logo, a canvas tote bag with company logo, and a ham. Story 50. Several grand in bonuses, and I had enough vacation to take the whole week off with my family. Last year, I received a once-in-a-lifetime major bonus, which was amazing, but I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth.